Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're taking you along on our journey to the iconic Osaka Castle. Originally built in 1583 by the legendary warlord Toyotomi Hideyoshi, this castle is a massive symbol of power and the unification of Japan. It has an incredible history of survival, having been destroyed by sieges, struck by lightning, and burned down, only to be rebuilt into the stunning landmark we see today. It was raining the day we visited, but a little water wasn't going to stop us or the crowds from exploring this incredible piece of history. So, grab your umbrellas and let's go. The walk to the main castle entrance from the taxi stand takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's actually a great warm-up because the castle grounds are massive. Along the walk, you'll notice some striking buildings. One of the most prominent is the Miraiza Osaka-jo, a beautiful European-style brick building right next to the castle that actually used to be the headquarters for the Imperial Japanese Army. You can also catch a glimpse of the modern Osaka prefectural government offices in the distance, creating this really cool contrast between ancient and modern Japan. We bought our tickets online in advance. It completely saves you the hassle of queuing up in the rain. You just have your tickets ready on your phone and you can walk right in. The inside of the main keep is actually a modern museum. Upon arriving at the entrance, the staff guides you to an elevator that zips you straight up to the 5th floor. This is great because it helps control the crowd flow. On this level, you can still take photos and talk quietly as you take in the exhibits. Here on the 5th floor, you are immediately thrown into one of the most epic battles in Japanese history, the Summer Siege of Osaka in 1615. There are these incredible detailed miniature figurines depicting the fierce clash between two famous samurai commanders, Sanada Yukimura and Matsudaira Tadano. Sanada Yukimura was fiercely defending the Toyotomi family, fighting hopelessly against overwhelming odds. On the other side was the massive Tokugawa army. Speaking of the Tokugawa side, one of their prominent lords was a man named Ogasawara Hidemasa. During this brutal siege, Hidemasa fought bravely but was severely wounded, ultimately losing his life alongside his elder son. Is a tragic reminder of the heavy cost of unifying a nation. The miniature details here really bring that brutal history to life. Sanada's men were so fearsome they were known as the Crimson Demons. Knowing they were hopelessly outnumbered by the Tokugawa army, Sanada led a desperate, almost suicidal final charge straight toward the enemy commander's camp. He actually came terrifyingly close to changing the course of Japanese history before he finally fell. Facing off against the red armor are the massive Tokugawa forces, commanded in the section by Matsudaira Tadano. And this is where you really feel the human cost of unifying a nation. It's not just a story of famous generals and warlords. It's a tragic reminder of the devastating sacrifices made by fathers, sons, and ordinary people on both sides of the castle walls. The museum does an incredible job of making a battle from 400 years ago feel very real and very human. Moving up to the 7th floor, the focus shifts to the man who started it all, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Through a series of really cool dioramas called the Karakuri Taikoki, you get to see scenes from his life. One of the most fascinating is the depiction of an imperial visit to the Juru Kudai, Hideyoshi's lavish palace in Kyoto. It was essentially a massive, glittering banquet meant to show off his absolute wealth and power to the emperor. Now a quick heads up, level 3 and 4 are strictly no photography or video. This floor housed the authentic, priceless historical artifacts like real samurai armor, ancient weapons, and original letters written by the warlords themselves. You just have to put your camera away and soak it in. Because of that, we skipped recording those floors and headed straight to the top floor, level 8. From up here, you get a breathtaking aerial view of Osaka City. Standing here, it's wild to imagine what Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the ruler of Japan at that time, saw when he looked out over his domain. Back then, there weren't skyscrapers. Instead, the area just beneath the castle, known as the Ninomaru, was packed with the sprawling fortified mansion of his most trusted samurai vassals and generals. They lived right at his feet, ready to defend the keep. Looking down at the inner moat, you might spot the golden gazabun boats. During springtime, taking a boat ride along those ancient walls is a must-do. We really wanted to go, but unfortunately the rides were suspended today because of the heavy rain. Just another reason to come back then. But next, we are taking you to an absolute must-visit experience, something you simply cannot miss. Right at eye level, you get a close-up look at the castle's gleaming golden roof ornaments, like the Shachihoko, a mythical creature with a tiger's head and a calf's body. Looking down, you see the massive moats and sprawling park where Samurai Mansion used to stand. And just beyond those ancient stone walls rises the towering modern skyline of Osaka. It is beautiful, perfect contrast of Japan, deep ancient history sitting right in the middle of a bustling modern metropolis. When the Tokugawa shogunate finally defeated the Toyotomi clan, they didn't just take over the castle. They wanted to completely erase Hideyoshi's legacy from the face of the earth. So they buried the original massive stone walls of Hideyoshi's castle under meters of dirt and built their own castle right on top of it. They were sending a literal message to all of Japan. They had crushed their greatest rivals and they now stood securely on top of their grave. Recently, archaeologists excavated a section of these original, buried Toyotomi walls. You aren't allowed to record down there, but standing in front of those massive, rough-hewn stones, it's emotional. You're looking at the true hidden foundation of Osaka Castle, the very rocks laid by Hideyoshi's men over 400 years ago, surviving in the dark all this time. It feels like uncovering a secret of the earth trying to keep forever. Stepping back out into the cool, rainy day after seeing those hidden walls really shifts your entire perspective. You realize that as you walk around this beautiful park, you aren't just taking a stroll. You are literally walking on layers of forgotten empires. It's wild to think about how much this exact ground has witnessed, from fierce samurai battles to the peaceful, bustling modern city of Osaka that surrounds it now. Osaka Castle is so much more than just a pretty building. It's a monument to ambition, war, and resilience. Thank you so much for joining us on this rainy historic adventure. If you enjoyed exploring with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments where we should go next. See you in the next video. Bye!